kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get under the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to what is becoming quickly known as the Monday, Thursday thick of it, because I just cannot carve out the time to create an intro, but you guys get the point. I'm happy that you're here. I've been reading you guys in the chat with your restaurant analogies. I love that it had the impact that it did. I can't wait to bring our guest on and talk to him about this particular piece on how it is that I figured out the Jets might want to go defense by not buying ribs at a pizzeria. We'll get into all that stuff. But hello. This is the Monday Night Mock, and I am delighted to bring on a guest that I haven't had on before. I have no idea how it's going to go. He could be a big, unruly jerk off. I just don't know. I just don't know what he's going to do, but I like what I've seen so far. So let's say hello to the first time guest and see what we have for you guys tonight. Let's say hello to NYJ Mike. What's up, buddy? We're live. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Green Bean. How are you, buddy?
Dude, I'm in the best mood ever, man. I really am. How are you tonight? You good?
This is terrific. I'm happy to be here. I appreciate you having me on. Talk some Jets. I'm excited to hear about how the Jets are going to draft defense because they're going to eat ribs. And
well, you know what? You know what's funny, Mike? I this particular mock that we're going to do tonight, and I'll explain it to everybody. You know, most of the people that are going to be in the chat have been here before, but I'll explain it and I'll bring you up to speed as well. Tonight's going to be an offensive draft, and I'll get to all that in a second. But the thing that I did in my most recent podcast is that I talked about all the big boards that are out there. So I went through Draft Network, PFF, PFN, Draft Tech, all the big boards. Approximately 7 out of every 10 top 10 players on all their big boards were defense. So what I was saying was when you have 2 top 10 picks and the strength of the top 10 happens to be defense, it's like going to a pizzeria and overlooking the stromboli, the pizza, the pasta, and getting the one odd item that they have. Every restaurant has one. You go to a Chinese place, they have a cheeseburger. You know, and it's like you don't get the cheeseburger at the Chinese food place. So you don't get the ribs at the pizzeria. You got to know where you're sitting, where you are. You're at the pizzeria, get something that a pizzeria makes. So when you're in this draft, you might want to consider defense because everybody's top 10 happens to be defense heavy. So that's what I was saying. And I got a couple people that said that was the analogy that turned them. Mike, what do you think of that? Did it turn you? Are you a defense guy now because of the pizza ribs thing?
Look, it's a really good point. Right. And the Jets, the interesting thing about this draft is that the Jets have so many holes, and they also have the $70 million or so in cap space. But when you put it like that, it's a good point. If everybody is looking at defense and these guys are mocked higher, and those are the best guy available, I don't think the Jets should reach and take an offensive guy for the sake of taking it. I don't think I'm going to go to the Chinese store down the street and get a burger. It's a good point.
That's right. And you always see it on the menu. It's always there. You know, you go to a Mexican place and they have, they have chicken fingers and they have hot dogs. You don't get that shit. You get yourself if you have kids or whatever, you get a quesadilla. They're going to do that better. You don't get the hot dog. You don't get the cheeseburger at the Chinese food place. So that was my logic. But that all said, interestingly enough, what I do every Monday, Mike, is I put out a poll. And I either do it on Twitter and YouTube. Today I just did it on YouTube, and the honest truth is because I forgot to put it on Twitter, so it is what it is. So I got about 400 votes or so, and I put 4 options for what the theme of the draft will be. So sometimes we do trades, sometimes we'll focus on one area or another, and this way it gives us the opportunity to see what the draft would look like if we did this, if the Jets went offense, if the Jets went defense. So I put out the poll, and I'll share that with you now, and I'll show you what it is that the listeners voted for, because I don't vote. I just do whatever they want. They still yell at me and tell me it sucked afterwards anyway. No matter, they pick it, right, guys? You guys tell me what to do, then I do it, and then I get 100 comments. You suck. You don't know what you're the worst. So I get that stuff. But I'll share that with you guys now just so you can see. This is what the poll looked like. You can see it right here. So we had 4 options, everybody. It was to deny all incoming trade offers. So we would just stick where we were and take the picks there and see what that looked like. The other option was we go defense heavy. At least our first round picks would be focused on the defense, and the same thing for the offense. And then a last one, because some people have mentioned it to me that we should probably trade. I even had one guy who said, I'm hearing the Jets are trading Quinn. Okay, you're right. All right. That's what
he has sources.
Yeah, and that's what it is, right? Hey, I got a source too. Yeah, bless you, wife. Are you okay? Okay. She spilled coffee all over her face, I think. That was a good one. So obviously only 12% voted for the Quinton thing. I'm thankful, because I had people yell at me for that option even being there, Mike. But so they chose by 39. Yeah, right. Well, that's it. So clearly nobody's interested, but some people are. So we look and see what they chose, and it's offense heavy. So we're going to at least use our 2 firsts on offense. So all the guys in the chat that want to go defense, remember, this is what the theme of the draft is. We're going to pretend that the Jets have the intention of focusing on offense in this draft. After the first round, we can have discussions, but remember, that is the focus of this draft. We want to try to fix our offense per the poll numbers. So there it is. So, Mike, how we do this, I'm going to put up the sim, and essentially you and I get 1 vote for whatever player we're going to pick, but you and I will discuss. So go ahead, and I don't know if you can see the chat or not. It's on YouTube if you have that up, but if you can, you'll love it. I mean, there's usually a couple hundred people in there by the end of this thing, and awesome. The chats get lively, man, and they get intense. I got to put out. Remember last week, guys? I had to stop a virtual fight, Mike. It was a virtual fist fight in here. I had to play virtual bouncer.
People get very excited when they're behind their computer screen.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? And everybody gets excited. They have the player that they want to see us draft, and I understand. I'm the same way. So let's say hello to some people before we get in to the whole draft and bring on the sim. I do want to mention to everybody, Jeremy Cravat is in the back. You guys know him. NFL Chaos with Jeremy. He's back there helping us out. We do try to read as many chat comments and questions as we can, but in the event you want one to be seen for sure, Jeremy will help make sure all super chats will be seen by me, and we will at least look at them and do our best to answer any questions or what have you. And I always appreciate that. So it started with Anthony Mazzola. He was in here first. He says, Bean is the best. Well, thank you, Anthony Mazzola. I appreciate that, my friend. And J. Cole is here. Nick Rousseau is here. Matt
J.
Simon
Cole,
is here.
the rapper?
Yeah. See that? J. Cole. Yeah. He says, I'm coming to his wedding. I thought you were married, J. Cole. We gotta get to know each other better, I think. Bismo Charismo is here. Anthony G. Yeah, man. John Hepburn is back. Ant Jets. Good to see you guys. Raw Power. FOC. Follower of Christ is here. Vafadoost is back. Our good buddy Watu-K99 is here. He does the trivia and stuff for us on the Thursday thick of it. You guys know and love Watu-K. Scott Wilson is here. He's the one who said I turned him with the restaurant analogy, Mike. So there you go.
That was
there he
good,
is. It's all right. I think logically. It's a weird logic. I don't necessarily know what it means, but I try. Joe Campione.
Right now.
So Eminon is here. Jets Forever. Hank G. Mo Lake is back. Good to see you guys, man. Finkelstein, Luongo. Am I Amish if I don't like social media? We're going to call you Am I Amish, buddy. What do you think? Does that sound good? Am I Amish? That's going to be for short. So, and everybody else, Stud City, AC, Jetstream, Jay Spector, Gitmo Bob, Thor is here. So, guys, I'm happy and grateful that you're with us. And I'm really psyched to get started and see how this goes with Mike. So let's bring on the sim. Let me share my screen with you, and we'll get started. So this is going to be
This is
fun.
great green bean. This is legit. I got the chat up. I'm
See?
talking to people. It's fun.
Yeah, man. Well, look, dude, you know what it is, Mike? I always like watch stuff, and for years it was like I would try to look at stuff from like The Beat, I don't know, whatever podcast and I was always just like, this sucks. I swear to God, I was always like, it's boring.
Unless you're listening to the Broadway Jets podcast.
Well, you know what's funny? I haven't even done that yet. I know you from Twitter, and when I was looking for your logo today, I almost texted you, but I was looking for your logo today, and I'm like, that's right, you do that with Matt, right? Don't you guys do that? I got to check that out.
This guy Brad just said, "What's Mike's backstory?" And NYJ Matt and I are just best friends from high school. And we, right during the pandemic last March or whatever, 2 Marches ago, we said, fuck it, we're going to make our own accounts. We just similar to what you said. You went and you watched all these other shows. These other people have their takes. And it's either, maybe I have similar takes that I think might go better with the overall public, or just want to talk Jets and have some fun with it. So we said, we'll make some accounts. And I mean, he's like insane. Matt should be the social media guy for the Jets. Like, he's out of his mind. But
yeah, there's always something fun coming out of there, isn't there?
Yeah,
always something fun.
It's a lot of fun, man. How did you get this thing started? The same way? You kind of just started the channel? And...
Well, I started with Jetnation. I've been hanging out on Jets forums for like decades. No shit. Like back in the 90s, I started on forums just looking for a place to talk Jets. And I've been on Jetnation for a long time. And then one day he said, "Hey, I need a video guy. You're a comedian. Do you want to throw me a video?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And he said, "Yeah, I love it. You want to be our video guy?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I just started doing it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do everything I wanted to see these assholes do that don't do it. And then I met Matt and Ryan and everybody else. And here we are. So it's a good time. That's it. So, Mike, before we get started, some guys are saying that they're having trouble hearing you. So if you could just make sure your mic is, but I can hear you fine.
You can hear me fine? I'll try to speak up.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on the chat. Can you guys hear me? Hello.
I think you're good.
Yeah, well, if people have a problem, put it in there and I'll figure it out. I could change my headset too.
All right. Well, look, we're going to get this started. They're yelling, "Bring on the sim." Here it comes, guys. So we're going to do 7 full rounds. As usual, we're going to pick the New York Jets. We'll go to normal speed. And here it goes. The draft is underway. Look at this. Oh, well, that's okay this time because we're not going defense anyway, Mike. But look how the draft started, guys. This is it's like kind of the worst nightmare, is that all 3 edge rushers that you would consider at 4 are gone. 1, 2, and 3. So let's take a look at the big board. We have Evan Neal here. You guys can see Evan Neal. We're just going to stick with the offense because that's what we're doing today. Don't forget, guys, tonight, the theme of the mock is to fix the offense. That doesn't mean we have to go 100% offense, but it does mean we're going to start in the first round with offense. So, Mike, if you had your druthers here, if you had your choice, who would it be that you're picking right here, thinking we're going offense at pick 4? What do you got?
No brainer for me. I'm taking Evan Neal. I'm pairing him up with Mekhi Becton for the next 10 years. And look, the whole George Fant thing is a terrific problem to have. Like we spoke about before, the Jets have a lot of holes in their team. And it's probably not the most ideal for 2022 to take another tackle. You could play somebody at guard. You could figure it out. You could always trade George Fant. I'm not letting Evan Neal, if he falls to 4, fall any farther.
Wow. 360 pounds, the largest of the upper echelon tackles in the draft, and he's versatile and can play guard as well. There are a lot of guys out there leaning icky, though. Ekwonu, they're leaning that way, but we're going to see what the chat has to say. I want to let you know I got a super chat from a guy named Orphanage Builder DeGrom. He says, "My boy Mike, co-commander of Jets Twitter." What do you think of that?
Let's go.
See that?
I did see it in the chat. I was very excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Orphanage Builder DeGrom. I appreciate that. And it's good to have Mike on here with us, man. This is cool. He's the co-commander of Jets Twitter. I like that. The NYJ boys. So let's see, guys, we basically are going to whittle this down. I think we all want to go offensive line at 4. I don't think there's any real wide receiver argument. So let's make the choice between Evan Neal, okay, Ekwonu, and Linderbaum. Okay, those are going to be the 3 guys. I'm already seeing them in the chat. And then we got to try to do our best to count these guys. We got to see who's winning here. Like, you can help me out with that. So I see a lot of Neals, man. Y2K.
Not to go with my pick, but I do see a bunch of Neals.
Yeah.
No, I see a lot of Equanus. I think Linderbaum is a better option for the other pick, but who knows what the hell's going to happen. I've been seeing a lot of mocks that Linderbaum goes 7 to the Giants.
7.
That as early as 7, which is people don't want to take a center at 7, even 4 is a bit much. But there's a lot of Neals in there.
Well, that center is the second highest bust rate for top 10 picks over the past 25 years. Did you know that, NYJ Mike?
I did not know that, but I do understand why teams refrain from taking interior offensive linemen that early. Similarly to receiver, but things are fluid in the NFL. Rocket scientist Mahomie. Look at this.
Yeah.
but so this year now the Bengals take a receiver and they go to the Super Bowl. So now the whole league is going to want to do that, which could be the right thing to do. It might not be the right thing to do. I probably would wait on a Linderbaum, but
yeah, I think so. So it looks like we're going to take Neal. We're going to go ahead. I see Icky is definitely second, but Neal's got it. And we're going to go ahead and draft a 360-pound tackle to go with our 367-pound tackle that everybody says is so big that he's always going to be injury prone. That's okay from Jets fans. On one hand, we're afraid of the injury size of Mekhi Becton. On the other hand, we want to bring in the identical size guy on the other side. Here he comes, Evan Neal. Look at that.
That's cool, man. If you told me we really get Evan Neal, I'd be so happy in this fucking draft. Oh, what is this?
Yeah. So Rocket Scientist comes in with Mahomie, Rocket Scientist Mahomie the second. So there's 2 Rocket Scientist Mahomies out there. This is a super chat from Rocket Scientist. Says, look at Mike, man. So inspirationally wipes tears. Oh, Mike, man, you're getting some serious love, buddy.
Dude, this is great. I super like the girl on Tinder and she didn't fucking answer me. And then at least you give these guys the time of day.
Yeah. You see, man, I know, dude. That's why sometimes it pays to just stick with your boys. You know what I mean? That's all.
It. Talk football, drink beer.
That's it. Nobody's breaking our hearts.
Yeah.
We'll accept the Jets, of course, but we have each other.
Touche.
All right. So, Mike, this is where it gets interesting now. We have 4 trade offers. Now, guys, let me remind you of the trade rules. We have 4 trade offers. We're going to look at all 4. Then, if you don't want any of them, you say no in the chat. If you want any of them, you say yes, and the team that has the trade you want to accept. Okay, this gets crazy. Don't forget to only vote once while we're doing something. It gets nuts, man. I mean, there are like thousands of chats. So help me out with that one. So let's take a look at this first trade, Mike. The Chiefs want us to go back 20 spots. They will give us pick 62, the last pick in the second round, it looks like, or maybe not the last, but the third to last. Yeah. Right. Close to the end of the second. They'll give us their third. They'll give us next year's second and third, all to go down 20 spots. Okay. Let's see who's next. Ooh, the Saints just want, hey, go back 8 spots. We'll give you pick 49, which is a nice middle of the road second round pick. The Baltimore Ravens want us to go to 14. That's not so bad. That's just sliding back 4 spots, and we get a second round pick a little bit higher, right? Yep. Even
I mean, you can't take the Saints offer.
You can't take the Saints offer now. The Saints offer is off the table, right? Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys want us to add 162 to the party. They want us to go back 14 spots to 24. They'll give us 56 and next year's second. This trade sucks. I want you guys to know that. If anybody picks Dallas, they're silly. So I'd say it's between Baltimore and the Chiefs. What are you thinking, Mike? You want any of these?
I see Tyler Linderbaum on the board, and I would pick him instead of taking the pick. But if Linderbaum is off the board and there's a choice of a couple receivers, I think it's kind of a no-brainer to take the Ravens deal if you think either of those guys are going to fall 4 spots. The Ravens it's a good offer. You're picking up a second-round pick, and you probably get a very similar guy in the first round anyway. But at this point, the guy I like is on the board. The Giants are after us, or are they? No, who's after us? The Giants pick what, 5 and 7?
Let's see. Oh, we got to go over who picked between us. So let's take a look real quick.
Yeah.
So the Giants took a quarterback, Matt Corral. That's interesting.
Wow,
Then the Panthers took.
Gone.
See that? He's gone. The Panthers took Kenyon Green, the guard out of Texas A&M. The Giants then took a tackle, Charles Cross. They're changing things over there. And the Falcons took a cornerback, Andrew Booth, and the Chargers took the big defensive tackle, DeMarvin Leal. So, that's interesting. And I want to remind you guys who we have on. We have NYJ Mike from Twitter and the Broadway Jets Show. If you don't know where he is, at NYJ Mike on Twitter. And we'll go through that a bunch of times. But don't forget to support our guest when you get the opportunity. Go give him some follows and subs and all that jazz. Well, depending if you like him or not. We'll see. We're still in the beginning. He seems nice now. In an hour, we'll see. We'll see. You can give it some time. So, all right. You know what? I'm seeing a lot of people saying the Ravens. It started with the nose, but it looks like the Ravens trade is crushing it.
Yeah, let's trade for the Ravens. I'm happy to trade with the Ravens. I think the Linderbaum pick would be super niche, especially if you already take Neal. But I think it would be nice if the Jets had a real significant advantage of their team. And if you put 4 first-round picks into your offensive line, you should have a dominant offensive line.
You should. Theoretically. In theory, we should dominate. Let's give it a counteraction, though. Let's see if we can't get pick 197 out of them too. Say we're interested. All you got to do is throw in pick 197. They said no. Let's try one more. Boop, bop, beep. Whoop, there it is. We'll counter, see if we can get this year's 7th rounder. They said no. They're saying, dude, that's about it.
They got to take a kicker. They have
that's right. I'm going to try next year's 6th. Let's see this. Nope, that's it. They said take it or leave it. So the chat says take it, Mike. So we're going to accept the trade. Let's see who they take. They took Stingley. There goes Hamilton, Olave. Look at this, guys. The guys that we were looking at, whether it was Garrett Wilson, I saw a lot of Linderbaum in the chat. That's who I saw. He's still there. Tyler Linderbaum is still there. So we just gained a 2nd-round pick, and we still get to take our boy if we don't accept one of these 3 trades, Mike. This is getting nuts. So
this is exciting.
It is exciting. I'm excited. So the Eagles want to give us next year's 2nd to go back 1 pick. I'm going to tell you right now, they're taking Linderbaum. I know it. But it's a great trade. That is a lot. That's why they're offering so much. They want our guy. So there's the Eagles trade. Slide back 1 pick, and they'll give us next year's 2nd. That's some serious capital. The Dolphins want us to go back to 29. They'll give us pick 50, a 2nd-round pick, and next year's 2nd. So that's a pretty interesting trade too. Okay. And the Texans want us to go back far too far. They want us to go out of the 1st round. They want us to add 162. They'll give us pick 37, 68, 80, and next year's 2nd. So let's take a look at the chat. But meanwhile, Mike, what do you think? You want any of these?
I was going to say, too bad Bill O'Brien's not the GM anymore of the Texans. We get some serious trade capital out of that. I would like to take Linderbaum. I completely understand taking a receiver. I rather have Linderbaum, and I would sign a free agent. I would sign Allen Robinson or another guy. But I get it. If the chat wants to take, did Garrett Wilson go? Oh no, Jameson Williams, but with the torn ACL. If Jameson Williams will get back to his full strength and run that crazy speed, and he's blowing by defenders from Georgia, you say, all right, man, I would take it, because if Jameson Williams goes somewhere else, and then he has 1,000 yards next year, and Linderbaum's a mediocre center, you want to vomit. So I get it.
Right. Yeah. See, there's a lot to consider, man. There's a lot to consider. So you guys are kind of going nuts in the chat. I want you to say yes and the team or no? So I'm seeing a lot of both. The Eagles trade looks, I mean, I think most people, at least what it looks like right now, want to trade with Philly and roll the dice. So New York Jetstream says, yes, Eagles, Linderbaum and Icky are both still available, so we get one of them. Imagine that, Neal and Icky, and then stick them both in there to guards. Who cares this shit? Just stick 360-pound guys at guard. We don't care. We're going to roll you.
Snap the ball. Like, oh, that's fine. So I don't give a shit.
So it looks like Philly. Hell no to the Dolphins, rocket science. He says no, just on principle alone.
I'm going to try to change my mic while we...
Yeah, go ahead. So Aframs thinks that the Eagles want Williams. So Joe Grana says, guys, let's talk some sense here for a minute. Burks, London, and Lloyd all above Linderbaum. So I think you got a tough sell there, Joe Grana, because I think this is a Linderbaum room. Mo Lake says, take the Eagles trade, then take Burks. I think the Eagles trade have it. I mean, I see the nose, but okay, guys, we're going to take, right. Finkelstein's got the right mindset, Mike. It's more fun to make the trades. Right. I like it. That's how I think, Finkelstein. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this trade. I'll try a little counteraction. Let's see if we can't get pick 207 out of them. They're giving us next year's second. So we're sliding back one spot, and they declined it. Okay, we're just going to go straight up with them. Okay, let's see who they take. It's exciting. They took Icky. So look, guys, Linderbaum is still there for all you guys. We still have Jameson Williams. We got Drake London. We got Treylon Burks. Now, let's make this choice. We have no trade offers up there right now. Okay? No trade offers. We're going to make this decision between Linderbaum, Treylon Burks, and Jameson Williams. Okay? So that's your choices. You with us, Mike? How you feeling over there?
Can you hear me? No?
Yeah, you sound the volume's fine, but you don't sound quite as suave.
Oh, the other one was better?
You sound good. You're fine.
Fine as me. All right, well, let's try this.
I think you're good, buddy.
Okay.
I think you're good.
Wow, the chat's going off.
It is. So we're going to go Linderbaum, Burks, or Jameson Williams. That's our choice. I'm going to try to count these. And Jeremy Cravat saying Sam Howell. He's being one of those, what are they called? Assholes. That's what it is.
the layman's term, yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Jay Spector says, after watching Casey and the Bengals, we need a dynamic wide receiver. I don't know. Watching the Niners and the Rams, I think that defense looked pretty good too, though. But we're going offense here. Let's see. I got Burks, Linderbaum, Burks, Linderbaum, Burks, even Linderbaum, Burks, Linderbaum, Burks. Linderbaum's ahead, guys. There's Burks. Burks, please. Burks. Linderbaum. Oh, Burks is coming back. I think they're voting twice, though. I can't look at all the names. I think they're cheating me. That's what I think.
It's really close.
It is. It's Burks. We don't need a center. Chris Walsh. Let's see.
It's going to either be Burks, people are going to be mad we took two offensive linemen, or
totally. I think Burks came back, dude. I really do. And George Gillen, who voted 7 times, I think, George. I'm just kidding, buddy. Ron Mo Lake says, I vote only once. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. So let's see. Okay.
Pick a receiver and
yeah, I think Treylon Burks has it.
We got a lot of holes.
Burks. We do. So okay, I'm fine with either one. So I think Treylon Burks, you okay with that, NYJ Mike?
Yeah, we'll take Burks. Arkansas, he's quick. You could do some things like the Niners were doing with Deebo Samuel. I saw some fun tweets comparing the two guys. Run him out of the backfield. He's big. He's strong. He's good hands. You can't go wrong with one of these maniac guys. And now that the Bengals again are in the Super Bowl after they drafted a receiver in the first round, everybody's going to want to do it. Maybe one
That's
or two
right.
of these guys would have lasted till the second or third round, not this year. So if you want one of these guys, I think you got to go get them. I'm happy
You
to
got to
do
get
it.
him now.
And look,
Plus-
also McGovern was the 7th center in football last year, so it's not a huge need.
It's not a huge need, correct? I think the chat's on to something. So here they come, and I like your logic, Mike. Traylon Burks is a New York Jet, and there goes Sauce. There goes Linderbaum right there. Look, we were close. That was it. It's okay.
He'll protect Aaron Rodgers in Denver.
Yeah, there he will. All right, there goes Drake London. There goes Ojabo. So we can, like I said, we can still take some defensive players. We just want to have an offensive tilt. Remember, our job is to fix the offense in this draft, but I don't think we should ignore the defense entirely. So, okay, so we have one trade-off for everybody. The Denver Broncos want to hang out a little bit. They want us to go back 5 spots to pick 40 and add 145 to get 179. So we go 5 down in the second, and then they let us go up 145 to 79 from the 4th to the 3rd. So we do a 1 round and change jump to go back 5 spots. Mike, what do you think about this one?
I mean, it depends what you want to do. I think this is a prime chance for the Jets to attack the tight end situation. And it looks like a lot of the guys are left. Do you have a preference of tight end, or
I do.
another preference of this pick? I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, well, I probably wouldn't take this trade just because 35 is such a prime spot, but we do have pick 38. So we moving back a couple spots, having 38 and 40 would be pretty interesting. I'm all about the tight end. I love Trey McBride. He's my top, but I also like Jeremy Ruckert and Charlie Kolar. I like Isaiah Likely and Wiedemeyer. I like a lot of these guys.
Yeah, no, I like McBride a lot too, and I would stay put, especially, day 1 of the NFL draft ends, and then you look up and you're like, oh, dude, we picking 3 picks. Look at all these crazy guys that are left. Didn't think any of them would still be there. So I would also stay at 35 and take just take the best player available. But I would prefer it to be a tight end for the Jets, especially in an offensive, focused draft. Let's see what the Jets
yeah.
think.
That's interesting. Okay, so before we look at that trade again, everybody's asking some questions. So number 1, let's just recap what we did. So guys, we have Evan Neal and Traylon Burks in the first round. We do have pick 35, 38, and 45. So if we traded back, it's not like we're losing the full 5 spots. We only lose 3. And then we have pick 38, 40, 45. So that's not a bad deal. Now, when we look at what is left, let's take a look at the big board. We'll look at the offensive big board first. You got running back Isaiah Spiller up top. You got another offensive tackle. You got a guard here. We did not get Linderbaum, so we could look at this guard, Zion Johnson, who's on our Senior Bowl team. You got Isaiah Likely, another, a tight end. We have another running back here, Breece Hall. Look, here come the tight ends and running backs. Here comes Wiedemeyer. There's Trey McBride, the tight end right there. So there's lots of guys here. Now, when you look at the defense, there are still some names that people like up here. Cameron Thomas, the edge rusher out of San Diego State. His draft stock is rising. Kingsley Enigbar is also a pretty consistent highly thought of edge rusher as well. Sam Williams' stock is rising. We have linebackers Christian Harris and Chad Muma. I think I saw was what's his name still here? Is Brandon Smith. His draft stock has fallen a little bit for no apparent reason, and we got some cornerbacks. So let's see what the chat is saying. Nick says jump on Cameron Thomas. So Nicholas Kusani is saying edge, tight end, and linebacker. Watu wants Zion Johnson. So, okay, now remember, we want to think offense, but getting a nicely placed defensive guy in here, an edge rusher, a linebacker, I think that could be very helpful as well. So you guys got to tell us what position that we're going to take, because the trades I see no's all over the place. So the trade is officially off the board. We've told John Elway's Broncos to pound salt. We said, hey, get out of our house. We don't want you here. So
too soon to the championship weekend. People are thinking about 1998.
That's right.
Can't be trading with the Broncos today.
That's right, man. You know what's funny? These wounds, they linger, Mike. They linger a little bit.
Oh, dude, it's vicious. At this point, as a Jet fan, we're a lot bitter towards a lot of teams in football.
Yeah. Well, like I say all the time, Mike, I don't root for anything at this point. I'm 49 years old. I've been a Jets fan since I'm 10. The only thing I do is root against. That's it. It's who I hate less. That's all I do. I don't. People say, "Oh, I'm sad about Tom Brady." I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? I hate Tom." Good. I'm glad his last game was a loss. I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh,
right?
Respect this and that. Fuck him. Get out of the league. This is garbage. Go make out with his son.
Go kiss your son on the lips. You and your dad.
He ruined my
childhood. Love it.
All right, let's see what we got.
All right. So, guys, pick your position. Give us one position. Okay. What's your position you want to take at pick 35? We'll take the second amount and we'll place that at pick 38. Okay. We got 2 picks coming. Let's see. I'm going to go through. We got a lot of Enig bars I'm seeing. I see McBride. McDuffie is a first rounder from Mark Orlando. Edge now. There will be good tight ends later. Nick Russo, you're a smart man. He's playing, right? So Braden Bethwaite, what's up, Braden? He says Kingsley Enigbar. I like Enigbar too, man. That's one of my guys right there. Okay. My NYJ Mike wants Burks. What are you doing? You late to the party here? Or am I far up? Well, I might be far up. Let's see. No, okay.
I was just telling him who was picked.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think Edge has it. Edge, tight end, edge.
Yeah.
Cornerback. All right. So we're going to do edge right now. And I think it's tight end next. Cornerback and tight end. Okay. So we're going to go edge. So let's take a look at the edge big board, Mike. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, guys, we have Cameron Thomas up top as far as the PFN. That doesn't mean anything for our rating system. These are just the guys we have available in this mock. Cameron Thomas out of San Diego State. Kingsley Enigbar out of South Carolina. Sam Williams out of Mississippi. Myjai Sanders, who's somebody I was just recently looking into, I believe because of Gitmo Bob. I could be wrong. I think Gitmo Bob was telling me to look at him, and I was. Nick Bonito and Abikati. Up top. So let's pick one. We got Cameron Thomas, Enigbar, Sam Williams. Let's stop with the top 3. Who you taking, Mike, if it was your choice? You got Cameron Thomas, Kingsley Enigbar, or Sam Williams. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm pretty high on Cameron Thomas. I've seen him mocked as high as the 5th overall defensive lineman in the draft. He played tight end in high school, and he had like a couple hundred yards and some touchdowns. The guy had double-digit sacks as a junior. I would probably lean towards him the most. There's not really a proven guy. Obviously, it's the NFL draft, but I think he figures to be one of the more NFL-ready dudes. So I would be happy if the Jets took him in the second round and we fill that edge. And you got Carl Lawson coming back, and Bryce Huff will play more this year, and then the beefy defensive line that the Jets have. That should be a strength. And it was frustrating to watch this year because, you heard all about Quinton and JFM, and those guys graded out pretty well, but there was not consistent pressure. So hopefully you get Carl Lawson back. You pair him with another guy right here with the 35th pick, and you say, good luck blocking our front. Good luck getting through our offensive line with Evan Neal.
Yeah. Well, I like how you're thinking. I think this is what a lot of the people in the chat are thinking as well. I think they're right in the same boat with what you were just saying. And Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh have reiterated the same. It starts in the trenches, and that's where we intend to go. I like it. I want to tell, where did he go? Mike Parlato, he says, I just joined. What's going on? The first 2 picks, Mike, were Evan Neal and Traylon Burks. We got to remember, this is the theme. The theme for tonight is to fix our offense as the main idea of the mock, but we're going to get some defense as well. But we used our 2 first-round picks on offense, Traylon Burks and Evan Neal. So Cameron Thomas has it. I mean, far and away. I thought Enigbar would make more of I thought he'd make some more noise. I really did. But Cameron Thomas is coming aboard, the edge rusher from San Diego State. Interestingly, Mike, I think you'll like this. We are at pick 35, and Cameron Thomas is rated number 35. So it's perfect. It's just the way it was supposed to be. PFN does a good job predicting. Here we go. All right, so Cameron Thomas got our edge.
The New York Jets. That's it. 12 sacks. 12 sacks last year. I love production out of college. You know, it feels better when you draft a guy who had production in college and then he produces, rather than you take a project and he doesn't produce and you say, oh, we're so stupid, we should have taken a different guy. I'm happy with it. Safe pick. We're feeling good. Oh, what's up, D. Santana?
See that? Hello, D. Santana. So you know what's interesting too about guys, like I prefer guys who have more than 1 year of college production. Like Quinton Williams was a 1-year guy. So he was elite with what he was showing in college. But I had a sneaking suspicion that when he came to the NFL, it was going to take him a minute. Like he only had 1 year in college. So he just kind of came out, he shot out of a cannon, and that's been happening. It's like he needs time. He's super young and raw. So I love when guys like Aiden Hutchinson, he's been doing it for 3 years. Yes. Like I like guys who are like that. Christian Harris, 3 years, but he started as a freshman. He started as a freshman for Alabama. So that's the kind of guy, when you get him on your team, you have a pretty good idea. He's ready. He's ready to play.
It's tough too. Quinton had braces. You know, it's like he's got it going against like a 32-year-old guard. It's tough.
I'm telling you, right? See, we should have known. Braces, you can't have braces and be successful in the NFL. So, guys, we have a trade. We have 2 trades, actually. The Buffalo Bills came a-calling. You know, Joe Douglas is not afraid to trade within division. He's done it 3 times, really. Twice with the Patriots, once with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins fell through because of a failed physical, but he's still not afraid to do it. So they want us to go back 19 spots to 57. They'll give us next year's second for that. The Texans came back. They really want to do something. They want to work with us tonight, Mike. So they want us to go back 30 spots. They'll give us next year's second and third. So, guys, remember, if you don't want any of those trades, say no. If you want one, say yes. And the team. We have the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. Mike, either one of these trades tickle your fancy here?
I mean, it's some serious capital for next year, but look at David Gettleman. The poor guy trades down in the first round last year, looks towards the future for the Giants, gets an extra first-round pick for this coming season, and then gets fired. So, you know, it's tough. I think we should get to use it. I think we should stay put and take a tight end. But it's not simple to turn down second and third round picks for the next year. Significant capital.
That's right. And I think Joe Douglas is going to consider it quite a bit, actually, because, like, don't forget, this is the end of the capital that Joe Douglas was able to create for us with the guys like Leo Williams and Sam Darnold and Avery Williamson and obviously Jamal Adams. Yeah. That stuff's coming to an end. We're going back to 7 picks next year, like a bunch of losers with 7 regular old picks. So I think Joe Douglas will consider it.
That is a great point. And I keep forgetting, you know, we've been locked into this lull of, we just have 1 million picks all the time. Not forever. We have to just keep drafting guys and then trading them for multiple first-round picks.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we need to do. So
this guy Fred, tell the Bills to fuck off.
Great. So there's definitely, I see a couple yeses, but the no's have it. So we're going to take the trade off the board. No to the trade. Now, don't forget, guys, we just took an edge with pick 35. The goal is to fix the offense, but we did a good job supporting the defense as well. I think that's smart. Now we have pick 38 and 45 coming around the corner. What position? I think tight end had it. Mike, I think tight end had it. It was between tight end and cornerback. So let me throw it back to the chat and say, pick a position between tight end and cornerback, guys. I saw some cornerbacks. I don't want to just disregard those fellas. But we need to know which positions you want to take. We already took a tackle, we took a wide receiver, and we took an edge rusher. We want to support Zach Wilson as best we can. That is the goal of tonight's draft. So what? Oh, the tight ends are coming. And then, yeah, they're not even playing games. McBride. That's what they're doing.
I would take McBride in a second. 90 catches, like you said, consistent production. The one touchdown is kind of weird, but
That's all right.
They ran the offense through this guy. And remember, it's 12 games. It's not like you play 14 games, or of course like 17 in the NFL. But 90 catches in 12 games, 7.5 catches a game is the perfect kind of underneath guy for Zach Wilson. Shouldn't be concerned about size. The measurements came out today at the Senior Bowl. He has the same size as Ruckert, for example, from Ohio State.
Right.
So I would be happy with McBride. Personally, I think to even get the edge rusher first and then get your tight end of the future would be great. The Jets haven't had a great tight end in years. Dustin Keller was terrific. And other than that, maybe since Mickey Schuler is the other, legitimate offensive weapon the Jets had at tight end. So, maybe Johnny Mitchell a little bit, but
We had a couple little bits. Dustin Keller, a little bit here and there.
Right. I would take McBride, but
the last Pro Bowl tight end that we had was 1988. Mickey Schuler. Can you believe that?
Sick.
Dude, what the hell's the matter with us? We got no edge rushers. What the fuck? With no Pro Bowl tight end since the 80s, dude? That's ridiculous.
And those teams were stacked. Pro Bowlers everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Al Toon and Wesley Walker and McNeil.
Yep.
Slick.
Those were my teams. That's what got me. That was the bunch that got me. So Joe Mo Lake chimes in and he says, when we get good, we won't need the extra picks. I like how Mo Lake is thinking. I like that, Ron. Joe Grana. Yeah, right. Joe Grana says it's not just a tight end. It's the tight end. Run to the podium and add the playmaking talent for Wilson. And he's talking about McBride. So McBride has it, man. Iowa Jets fan says the Princess McBride. I'm with it. He also says father of the McBride. He's rolling. You're rolling tonight, Iowa Jets fan. You got jokes. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and grab the top tight end in the draft, even though their rating system doesn't say so. We know better. Trey McBride is coming aboard. Zach Wilson is home crying right now with tears of joy, Mike. He's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
It's just terrific. You add left tackle or right tackle, wherever you want to play Neal. You add a potential number one receiver. He better be a number one receiver if you take him number 15. You have Elijah Moore from last year. You just gave all that money to Corey Davis. You got Michael Carter. Maybe we'll think about getting a power back somewhere in this draft. And now you have McBride, who what an upgrade too over Ryan Griffin and Tyler Kroft. Like exponential leagues above. So that's a pretty sick start to the draft.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I think it's fantastic. And now the fun part about it is we did make a trade in the first. Like you said, we took Traylon Burks at 15. And what we got for that was pick 45, that little move down. So we got a bonus pick in 40 at number 45. So we can either take a player, but we do have 2 trade offers. So the Cardinals would like us to slide back 10 spots and give them pick 162. And they'll give us pick 87 for that privilege. Now, the Bills are back. They want us to go back 12 spots. Everybody wants 162. They're like, oh, that's a sweet spot. Everybody's asked, so many people have asked for 162. I think I might want to hold on to that pick. I think something's going to happen. That's where we're going to find Tom Brady.
Somebody knows something. Yeah.
Somebody knows something, right? So, guys, remember, if you don't want either one of these trades, the answer is no in the chat. If you want one, say yes and the team that you want. We have the Cardinals slide back 10 spots, get 87. The Bills slide back 12 spots and get 89. Right? 50. Yeah, I mean, I'd say you have to you got to take the Cardinals pick because you get you're going back less and you get a higher pick. So anybody picking the Bills would be silly. So do you want the Cardinals trade in the chat? Mike, you taking this trade if you had the chance?
Especially for the fact that we moved back from the first round pick to get this extra 2, I probably would stay put. But in the grand scheme of things, they're all picks. So it depends how you look at it. But I would stay here. I would fill another need. I would try to get another sick guy, maybe a corner. I saw someone put in the chat we should double up and take Rucker. It would be sick. But I probably, you don't want to double up on tight end in the second round. If that doesn't work out, you get a lot of shit. But
you would get a lot of shit. But when you come home with Trey McBride and Jeremy Ruckert, the Long Island boy, I don't think we can complain too much. Hey, man, I'm all about it. If Joe Douglas went and said, you know what, I fucking had it. We're getting offensive linemen, big ones, and we're getting tight ends, and we are going to roll over the entire NFL. Dude, as much as I'm saying defense all over the place, if that happened, I'm going to cheer and cry because I'd be ready for to watch that friggin' offense, man.
I'm telling you, good luck on play action, second down. You run a little like 2 tight end, 2 receiver set, and who knows where the hell the ball is going to go.
It's going to go down their throats. That's where it's going to go.
Yeah, but I would probably lean cornerback here. I don't know what the chat thinks. I'm not sure what you're thinking.
Me, I would prefer a linebacker, but all right. So I'm seeing no. I did see a bunch of yeses, but overall it's a no. So we're going to do just like Mike said, and I think there's logic there. Don't forget, we already lost 5 spots in the first round to gain this pick. Granted, we would get something else from it, but I say it's a real privilege to have 3 second-round picks between 33 and 45. Man, that's a privilege, man. So you don't take that lightly. And I think that we're going to go ahead and take a pick. So, guys, we have cornerback, we have linebacker, we have interior offensive line. What is it? What's the position that you guys want to see most right now? I'm going to go ahead and show you those positions. So let's take a look at who's there for the interior offensive line. Look at this. Zion Johnson is still there out of Boston College. He is predicted to be an end of the first round player, early second, so he's still there. He will not be there much longer.
I'm out. My ex-girlfriend went to Boston College. We're gonna have to
pass that. We can't take him. Okay, hey man, I understand. That's one of those knives, those daggers. Every time you hear it,
Too soon.
Don't I know it, man? One time I had this girlfriend. And I was with her for 7 years. I was with her for 4 years at this point. We broke up for a little while. And I heard she was dating a guy in Little Falls, New Jersey. And, Little Falls has this, you ever see like on construction sites, there's like those food trucks. They have like silver back and they open it up and there's all kinds of food inside there. You ever see those things, Mike?
Of course,
okay.
Of course.
So the biggest food truck company is called Rainbow Caterers. And they're in Little Falls. So every single time I saw a Rainbow Caterers truck, my fucking heart broke. Just because of that. Every time. And they were everywhere, man. There were thousands of them. And I was like, all day long. My fucking heart was breaking. So I get it.
Nice.
That's right. So I fully support not taking Zion Johnson for our boy Mike. All right, so that's the offensive guards. There's still guys like Thayer Mumford. We cannot take Ed Ingram because Joe Douglas will not take him. 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault on a minor. Cannot take that player. Let's go and take a look at the linebackers, and then we'll look at cornerbacks as well. Wow, Chad Muma and Brandon Smith are still there, as is Brian Asamoah. He's another one, and we'll get a look at him on our Senior Bowl team as well. And we'll take a look at cornerback. Oh, we almost forgot about safety, guys. This is the strongest safety class since 2002. If we come out without one, I'm gonna have to say some things to you guys. Okay, so we got Khair Elam, the cornerback from Florida, Darion Kendrick, Roger McCreary, Kyler Gordon is a fan favorite. Everybody seems to like Gordon. Kobe Bryant is still there. So that's what we're looking at, fellas. And let's take a look at safeties actually before we go. So, wow, we got beat up on the safeties. All the goodies are gone. Ryan Stonehouse is still there. Jordan Stout, Cade York, he's a kicker. So I was going to say, I never heard any of these guys. I'm not in safety. I'm like, look at this. Let's go defense. There we go. Much better.
That's amazing.
I was thinking, holy shit. I never even heard of any of these guys. And I'm like, wait a minute. These are kickers. That's why. So we got Jason Peter. He's on our Senior Bowl. Or I think maybe he's not on the Senior Bowl team anymore. A couple guys chose not to play. McKinley, Smoke Monday, Yusef Quirker. So,
Smoke
all right.
Monday is a mock draft legend because of his
name. He is. Well, it's the name, right? Smoke Monday. How the hell you not like him? Yeah. It was what was the guy's name last year? I loved him out of Virginia Tech. I actually liked the player, but Divine Diablo. Come on. Yes. You know what I mean?
You have to.
Let's see. So which position do you guys want? You got interior offensive line, safety, linebacker, or cornerback? Joe Grana says you take Zion all day over any cornerback or linebacker left. He is a starter. He is dominant and plays nasty. Plus, he's a captain and a leader that Douglas looks for, I imagine. Yeah, so there's the case for Zion Johnson. He's disregarding Mike's broken heart. Sergeant Mike says, Zach Zion, we can find a Zorro. There you go. Right. All these Z's floating around. Why not?
Right, but look, you have the 32nd defense in football. The Jets, unbelievably last year, did not do anything to their cornerback room, which I if you told me after 2020, when the Jets finished the season with a rookie Bryce Hall, undrafted rookie Javelin Guidry, and Bless Austin as your cornerback room, and then you would go into the next season by cutting Bless Austin, I would not have believed it. So maybe the Jets won't address the position again. I can't believe that they wouldn't. I'm very happy with the young players the Jets have there, especially Bryce Hall is a terrific player. Brandon Echols has shown some promise. Michael Carter II. But they have to either add a veteran or take a guy early in the draft sometime like at this point. To your point about the safeties, GreenBean, you don't want to miss out on that class either. It's tough, man. And then the interior offensive line, because right now we took Evan Neal. I don't know what that does if someone's going to slide into play guard. Probably not. You're not going to move Becton to guard. George Fant doesn't really project as a guard. So is LDT going to be the starter in our current team?
Well, Evan Neal can play guard, though. Evan Neal can play guard.
But then the whole thing, you draft the guy at number 4 and you put him at guard. He wants to play left tackle. He wants to get paid, blah, 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 blah. We did the whole thing with Penei Sewell last year. It's very interesting. I would be very happy taking any of those positions, but they just have to hit this pick. This is a huge pick.
Yeah. So, right, I agree. Right, to see all that, Mike just deconstructed so many thoughts, right? And he's right. There's a lot going on here. This is an important safety class, but the theme of the mock is to fix the offense. So if we lose out on a position or two, that's going to be okay because we have a job to do tonight. We have a job to do. We want to see what that looks like. I got to say, though, Zion Johnson seems to be the one getting the most love. But I think, look, the point that Mike makes about the cornerback is a good one. Look what we did in the late rounds last year for the cornerback room. We have nothing but 5th, 6th round picks and undrafted free agents back there, and they played well. Taking another one this year, 4th, 5th, 6th, doesn't really make sense. It's starting over. Bringing in a vet free agent for the cornerback room would be smart, or taking somebody in the 1st or 2nd round would be smart. Some elite, Sauce Gardner, Stingley, somebody like that would make some sense. Other than that, it seems like a reboot of last year's learning curve, and I don't think they're going to want to redo that. So that makes a lot of sense. So Gitmo Bob says, wasn't there a Zoltan last year? I think, yes, there was. There still is. Actually, a Zoltan. I think he made it.
Zoltan Mesko, the punter on the Patriots. Yeah.
So, okay, I think Zion Johnson is the pick, guys. That's what it is. I think that's a good pick. You guys did all right. Zion Johnson.
I'm very happy with that pick, yeah.
Yeah, because like was said, he's a starter. He's projected as a late 1st. We're getting him in the mid-2nd. This is what we call a steal, my friends. Zion Johnson coming to the Jets, and we still got our edge rusher for the defense. Now, I'll show you guys the picks. We'll do a slight recap. There goes Kingsley Enigbar. He made it this far down. Interesting. There goes Chad Muma. There goes Whedon.
Spiller might be the best running back in the draft.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite running back in the draft. Well, him and then Rashad White. I really like Rashad White. I'd like to get our quarterback a running back, too. We can't forget about him. So before we take a look at the trade offers, let's do a short little recap. So here we go, guys. I saw Dark Soldier asking for the recap as well. So here you go, guys. We started out at pick 4. We got Evan Neal. Then we followed that after trading back from 10 to 15. We grabbed Traylon Burks out of Arkansas, wide receiver. Then we got an edge rusher, Cameron Thomas. We didn't want to let all the premium style edge rushers go off the board before grabbing at least one. Then we got the best tight end in the class, Trey McBride. Then we got a top-tier interior offensive lineman. guard out of Boston College, Zion Johnson. So
I really like
not
this
bad.
draft.
This draft is stud, dude. This is a studly draft, Mike.
Yeah.
So we have 69, 108, 114, 145, and 162. The fabled 162. So we have 5 picks left. So, okay, we have 2 trade offers. Chat, we ready? Okay, here we go. The Chargers. Oh, no. The Rams, forgive me. The Super Bowl Rams want to get into the action. They want us to go back to pick 100, and they'll give us next year's 3rd. So that is what? 31 picks back. Let's see. The Bears, the Chicago Bears want us to go back 2 spots, and they'll give us a 7th next year. We don't have any 7ths. So I think next year we might. But we haven't had a 7th in Joe Douglas's regime. You know that he has traded every single 7th that he's had.
One of them was Demaryius Thomas, the late.
Well, that was a 6th.
It was a 6th?
Yeah, I forgot. I think he did the 7th he gave to the one. I think 1 7th he gave for Alex Lewis. Another 7th he gave in the McClendon trade to get a 6th. So he gave McClendon and a 7th for something like that. I think that's how it went.
Yes. You're right.
So Watu-K confirms we also do not have a 7th next year. Yeah. See that? Joe Douglas, man, he's wheeling and dealing those 7ths. So the Chicago Bears trade might be alluring to Joe Douglas.
It feels wrong to trade out of pick 69.
It does. It's a special spot. You don't land there often. You don't land at 69 every day.
People want the Bears trade.
They do. It looks like the Bears trade. I'm seeing some no's. No to L.A. Let's see. No deal. No. Yes, Bears.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go all the way down to 100.
No, that trade, I'll put it back up there.
Because this guy should be a starter. The 69th pick, 3rd round. I mean,
69. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Where did we get Zuniga? What was it, like the 60-something pick also, right? What a disaster.
3rd. Nah, he's not a disaster yet. Everybody's not giving him a chance. You got to give him a chance.
That is true. But he should do
everybody, the Jets fans are we're a touchy bunch. We're a touchy bunch. You got to remember, man. He was injured his rookie year. They had no training camp. They had none of that stuff. They were playing him at outside linebacker. He got in last year. He made a sack and he played sparingly. Give the guy some time.
That is true.
Give him another year.
A defensive line depth piece. We're gonna need that. As a lot of guys are.
We are. He better do something. You know, his problem is, bro. You better fucking stay healthy, man. The guy can't stay healthy. That's his problem. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's slim. It's a long shot for our boy Zuniga.
There's a lot of late bloomers in football.
There are.
You are correct.
Lots of guys come out later. So, look, I'm seeing yes to the Bear. I'm seeing the no's. The no's have it. I see a lot of yeses, but the no's have it. So we'll wipe the trades off. So, guys, we did not grab a safety. We didn't grab a cornerback, but don't forget the logic for not taking a cornerback back here. When we're still in the 3rd, so you could. But the logic is, why grab another late-round cornerback when we already have that? Our defensive backfield is packed full of them. So we have safety. We have running back. Don't forget, we're trying to fix the offense. Let's see what else we got here. We got linebacker. We didn't grab a linebacker. We didn't grab a safety. We didn't grab a running back. So what say you, chat? What position is number 1 on your list right now? And Mike, while we're looking to see what they say, if you had to choose a position right now, where are you going?
It's vicious. I would maybe lean safety. The safety position is so in flux. Obviously, Marcus May is a free agent. You had a guy, Jason Pinnock, who came in the last couple games last year and flashed a little bit. Ashton Davis was a very interesting, controversial kind of player the first year and a half of his career, and then he picked it up in the second half of last year as well. He had the 2 interceptions. But you can't really go into next year with Ashton Davis and Jason Pinnock as your starting safeties. Elijah Riley's another guy who played solid football for the Jets, but I think you at least, if you're not going to make a big splash in free agency, which I think they're going to do, there's a lot of guys like Marcus Williams and Jesse Bates, the guys that you hear about. If they don't do that, you got to take a guy here.
Yeah. I agree. And I think, look, we only have one safety under contract right now. His name is Ashton Davis. I don't see us bringing back May. I don't see us bringing back LaMarcus Joyner. We gave him a 1-year contract, and we saw him for 15 minutes, and then he was gone. There's no reason to bring him back. I mean, we don't know what he is. Like, why do that again? You have the strongest safety class. You should, at minimum, grab at least one. But we can double up on wide receiver. We can double up on tight end. We can do all that stuff. Don't forget, we want to fix the offense, everybody. We gotta stick to our plan. But Dackel and Jeremy Cravat are reminding us someone is slipping. The linebacker out of linebacker U is still there, Brandon Smith. So that's something good. I'm going to show you guys the big board. Here's what it looks like right now. Quarterback Carson Strong up top. Jahan Dotson, Myjai Sanders, another edge rusher is there. Darian Kennard, an offensive tackle. Cornerback Kyler Gordon. Like I said, a lot of people like him. We still have receiver George Pickens right there. I love me some George Pickens, but I'm kind of, I don't know. He's like my guy. I love him. So I'm a little bit biased, but Alec Lindstrom, the center, the second best center in the draft, is still standing right there, guys. All you Linderbaum heads, if you want a center, that's your guy. Justin Ross is still here, wide receiver. Lots of guys, lots of guys.
The linebacker discussion is very interesting too, because it just have to get better at linebacker. Like we talked about before, you have the highly touted defensive line, and then somehow you have the 28th run defense. It's probably not all on those guys. And Mosley is a good player by all account. So what the hell is everybody else doing? And you still have guys from last year like Nasruddin, and you have Sherwood that you don't really know what they are. And Mosley's going to start for you. Gerard Davis is going to be kicked to the street, of course. So it's a position in flux. It would be nice to add a guy like Brandon Smith, my God, who some people have as the third middle linebacker in the draft. Tackle guy, and it's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it is. Well, look, I think I'm seeing a lot of Dotson. I mean,
people love Dotson on Twitter.
Yeah, he's slipping. I mean, we're at 69, and he's rated the 51st overall player even on their board. So even by PFN's wacky rating system, he shouldn't be there. So he's a guy. So, all right, let's get it down. Let's trim it. We got safety, linebacker, or wide receiver double up time. So let's go ahead and pick there. Linebacker, safety, because that's what I'm seeing. Safeties and linebackers all over the place. We gotta whittle this down. Safety, linebacker, or wide receiver. I know, Joe. I'm with you. George Pickens would be a great pick. I love him.
I love the Brandon Marshall comps. The thing with receivers, sometimes, the last couple of years, well, last year specifically, it looked like the Jets had good receiving depth. You had 5 guys. You had Mims and Moore and Davis, and of course you had Berrios and you had Crowder, and you had Keelan Cole. So the Jets had some guys, and still guys got hurt, and it wasn't enough. So for me to come out and say it looks like, the Jets have too many receivers would be a little bit hypocritical.
Yeah.
But on the other end, I think I would probably lean linebacker here. I would maybe take Brandon Smith for the reason that I think there's better safeties in free agency than there are linebackers. I think the number one linebacker available is Devondre Campbell, who came out of nowhere to have an all-pro season. So if you want to dish out, whatever it takes to get him, maybe. But and you're already paying CJ Mosley $17 million. I would probably go linebacker here, team up a young guy with Mosley, and then figure out the safety in free agency. But, that's easier said than done, especially during a mock draft. Yeah,
I agree. Well, I agree with you with Brandon Smith. Come here. You want to say hello? My daughter wants to show you her shirt that she's wearing tonight. Look at this.
Let's go.
See that? See?
Is that a Dimitri Patterson shirt?
Yeah, that's what it is. She loves herself some Dimitri Patterson.
You're an AWOL.
Yeah. No, it says Rebus on the back, right?
There it is.
All right. Good night, little one. I love you. Hey, can you lower this heat? I'm literally sweating. Can someone lower it? Can you put it? I'm dying. I have no ability to get up. And so linebackers have it. I'm going to tell you guys, I've been watching the chat. The linebacker is crushing everything. So the chat rules. I love the pick. We're going to take
Foye Oluokun is a free agent too. That's another guy from the Falcons who is interesting. Someone put that in the chat.
Yeah. So look, I mean, I definitely want to get a safety, but linebacker here it's smart. Brandon Smith is a great pick. So let's grab him. That's what the chat wants. Brandon Smith, here he comes. There you go. Good job, chat. So now where do we go next? Whoops. Let me see here. All right,
I know
let's
you'd
see.
like that pick, Greenbean. I know you're high on him.
And at the end of the draft, we're also going to see what our division rivals did as well. We're going to take a look and try to see if we can't check and see what the Dolphins and Patriots and Bills did as well in this draft to see how we feel. All right, but we have pick 108 coming up. So we're in the 70s. We're going to get to pick 108. Then we got 114. So that's a little batch. Then we got 145 and 162. I think we should be looking at some running backs. I want to remind the chat on some running backs here. I think Rachaad White might still be there.
You basically have to take a running back at some point in this draft. I mean, unless you go back with Tevin Coleman or another kind of veteran guy. They got to get younger at that position, especially after Pirine is a bust.
Wait, look at that. Mike, look at this run right here. Jahan Dotson, Justin Ross, Mechie off the board like that. Boom! The wide receivers are decimated. That's how it goes, guys. That's how it goes.
You have to wonder if Joe Douglas saw, you saw Ross and Dotson go. Maybe he says, "Fuck this! I'm going to trade up and take one of these guys."
Maybe
he really loves them. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, Nick Russo says we got to keep this Z thing going. He says Zonovan Knight, the Z's.
Disease.
I know, right? Twisted Mind Pickens is gone. But look, like Jason Valente said, man, if you're going to get a mid-round linebacker and you got one from Penn State sitting there, the top Penn State linebacker, it's a pretty damn good bet. It just is, man. The linebackers that come out of Penn State are solid traditionally. Brandon Smith is an excellent player. He's there in the third. Grab him. You know what I mean?
Plug and play, third round.
Plug and play.
Easy.
Right. All right, so we are up. Now, guys, here's where we are. Remember, we're going to fix the offense real quick again. We went offensive tackle, wide receiver, edge, tight end, interior offensive line. Then we went linebacker. So do we want to double up on receiver? Do we want to take our running back? Do we want to double up on tight end? Maybe a Ruckert, maybe a Kolar. They're both still there. So let's talk about this, chat. What do we want? Rachaad White is the best player on the board. He is my second favorite running back in the entire draft. Oh, he's not the first one on the board. Let me see. I had the running backs up. He's the top running back. All right. So, but he's like the sixth best player left in the draft as far as their rating systems go. So I would love some Rachaad White. I think it would be a slam dunk. He's a bruiser. He's the exact opposite of Michael Carter. Has some shake and bake, but he'll run you the hell over. And I like that. We still got safeties to get. We got Yusuf Corker and Smoke Monday are both still there. So is Quentin Lake. Got some guys. One of my favorites, Isaiah Polamau, is still hanging around at a USC. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. I see safety, wide receiver, safety, Ruckert, running back. Utah says Rachaad White is the pick. Let's take him and add another stud to the running back room. Carter with the elusiveness and White with the power run. I think it's a slam dunk. I'm going to put my vote. I haven't put a vote out there yet, Mike. I'm going to say I want to grab Rachaad White. That's what I want to do, Mike. Where do you want to go right now?
I absolutely love it. 15 touchdowns last year. He's 6 inches taller than Michael Carter, 6'2", 210. The dude, like you said, he's got a little bit of juice. He's got a little bit of power. He's a very good complement to our lovely running back, Michael Carter. And the Jets, I'm sure, don't want to run Michael Carter into the ground.
No.
A couple injuries.
Especially with his 3 injuries. You know what I mean?
So
I
would definitely go running back in this draft if you want to take a guy like him. Then, a big power guy, I think that would be fine. Maybe like a Hassan Haskins. Brian Robinson, I'm sure, is available. But you can't go wrong with this guy. Arizona State, 15 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah, he's a stud. I want to say hello to Richie from Jets Media. He popped in to say hello. He's saying hello to you, Mike.
Richie.
So what's up, Richie?
It's my buddy.
Yeah, Richie's the real deal, man. Richie's the goods.
He's terrific.
Glad to see you, Richie. I got to get you on here soon. Richie came on one of these last year. It was an absolute blast.
Oh,
So I'll reach out to you tomorrow, Richie. See if you got any time, if you have any interest in joining this madness with us. So yeah, thanks for being here, Richie. Love you, buddy. Let's see. So, okay, I've seen the running backs. Dackle says I'm talking facts. I think he means about how great Richie is. That's what he's talking about. Everybody's saying hello to Richie. So let's see. Can he catch? Yes, he's actually he can catch. Rashad White got good hands. So
yeah. I mean, you see the guys like Haskins and Brian Robinson more because they play more nationally, but you know. Oh, look, Richie said he's down to hop on.
Oh yeah, I can. Let me. I'll send you a link right now, Richie, if you want to jump in. I'll send you the link. Why not?
The Rashad White. I remember when the Titans had Chris Johnson and they drafted Lendell White, and those power backs with that last name. Yeah,
right. I like that.
A lot of fun.
So okay, I think it's looking like. Look, I'm seeing running backs. I'm seeing White or Haskins. You know, I'm seeing some Whites. Rashad White's, yes. Rashad White's a bruiser. He's a big body guy. Can pass block. He can catch. So let's see. All right. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm going to try to do this thing. All right. I'm going to send Richie the link and see what he's got to say. We'll get Richie.
He's saying he can't. The Allergy guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get you on another time, Richie. No sweat. No sweat. He said, Richie. Yeah, it's you that said that. Richie's naked. That's funny.
He can't hop on.
All right. Yeah, so right, Stud City just found Leo Chanel. Rusty Spooner in the chat is a big Leo Chanel guy, and he's a linebacker. Wisconsin, I think he's from Wisconsin. Dude, he's 260 fucking pounds, and the guy is an absolute animal. I would love the Jets to take him in the mids, but I don't think they're gonna. Salah likes his tweeners. His 225 pounders. He's 255, 260. But boy, oh boy, is that guy legit. So Stud City said he just watched him and he fell in love too.
Salah would have jumped all over Darren Lee.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. Gosh. But hey, he might have made something out of Darren Lee too. So who knows? Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, right on, Jets Media, Richie. You're good, bro. You're the goods.
Whatever steroids Darren Lee took, they should abolish. They didn't work.
No. I'm telling you, man. Remember Gates? We fired McCagden, and 5 minutes later, Gates traded Darren Lee for his sixth.
That's amazing.
That was the finger up the butthole on the way out. He's like, "Oh yeah, hey, take this. By the way, here's your first round pick. Here's what I think of what you do for a living."
But
all right, so
we got to go with your guy, man.
I think we're going to take Rashad White. That's what I'm seeing in the chat. It's what I want anyway, so I can take a pick anyway. Why not, man? You know. So we're gonna get ourselves a running back, Rashad White. Now we got 3 more picks, everybody. 3 more. We're at 114. Now, Mike, I don't know how well you know the PFN sim, which is what we're using tonight, but every single draft right around now, this trade will pop up. It's a different team every week, but every single time you get this trade, you give us 1 or 2 picks, we'll give you 3 picks in this very draft. Why they do it? I don't know, but I always tell everybody we're not taking it. It's a bullshit trade. It's just the sim being nice, and I don't want it. So we're going to say no to the Green Bay Miracle trade.
Yeah, let's be realistic. As
best we can. As best we can, right? I
agree. I like that.
All right, so guys, we have not grabbed the safety. We did grab a linebacker. Just a slight recap. Offensive tackle, wide receiver, edge, tight end, interior offensive lineman, guard, linebacker, running back.
We're trying to fix so much about this draft so far. I think we've taken like 6 starters, and it's the Jets have really 11 or 12 holes on their team, and if you fill 6 of 7 of them with guys that you plug and play as rookies, it's terrific.
Terrific. I like this word, terrific. This is good. I like this. So, guys, we can grab a safety. Okay. We have Yusuf Corker, Smoke Monday, Quentin Lake. They're all still there. We can double up on wide receiver. Ooh. Right here, everybody. Erica Zukanma. I've been talking about him for a couple days now. People were telling me about him. I watched him. I like him. Sky Moore's a fan favorite. Let's see. Bo Melton down here. Everybody likes some Bo Melton out of Rutgers. He'll probably end up being an undrafted free agent, but people like him. We got the tight ends. Let's see who's still there. I'm so curious. Jeremy Ruckert is the top tight end available.
He's still there. That's shocking.
It is shocking. PFN's out of their minds. Jeremy Ruckert and Charlie Kolar aren't making it past the third or fourth, in my opinion.
I'd love to take him, but then I'll tweet out the mock draft and people will say, oh, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, I know.
This whole draft has been, I think, very realistic, except Jeremy Ruckert.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good. So, all right, I'm seeing a lot of Smoke Monday.
It's hard not to take him.
Cheaty Took says he could take all defense. I hear you, man. I could too, but don't forget our goals tonight. Our goal is to unequivocally fix the offense. We still got some defense. We got an edge. We got a linebacker. We're doing okay for the defense too. We're not leaving them on a lurch, but we are definitely here to help the offense. Joe Douglas has had it. He wants an offense.
Plus, at this point in the draft, you're probably not going to get a bunch of starters. So we have to think where the Jets need depth, and maybe you get one more guy you could try to plug and play at this point. But after that, it's going to be difficult to.
Totally. I'll tell you what, though, Jeremy Ruckert can start in the NFL.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You could start a guy like Smoke Monday. You could start one of these safeties.
Totally. Yeah, totally. So, all right, guys, what do you want? You want to double up on tight end? You want to double up on wide receiver? You want to get our first safety? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? Tell us the position that you want. Nick Rousseau says this draft has been a dream come true. I agree, Nick. This one feels good. This feels good to me.
There you go, Nick.
Dackle says Corker loves an interception. Aiden Peace just straight up says Ruckert, as does Edward Ziff and Nick Russo.
I mean,
lots
if
of guys.
Ruckert's there,
Ruckert's there.
It's tough not to take this guy.
I agree, especially when we're focused on offense.
And then
when we're focused on offense.
Exactly. And then you could do a thing, maybe you re-sign Tyler Croft. You just put Trayvon Westgood to be the blocking guy. You have Kenny Yeboah as a backup receiving type tight end. Then you actually have some depth at that position.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm seeing the tight ends. What wide receivers are still on the board? Okay, Joseph Grana, here you go, buddy. The wide receiver room looks like this, or not room, but group. Azukanma, Austin, Rambo, Watson. I see a couple people speaking for Christian Watson right now. Sky Moore, Kyle Phillips. Look, not even any write-up on him. So, I mean, we got slim pickings. These guys most likely aren't going to come in and make too much of an impact right away, but getting them in the house would be nice. I think we'll get more bang for the buck at tight end right now. That would be pretty good. Utah says PFF has Sky Monday. You mean Smoke Monday or Sky Moore? Which one are you talking about? That's two guys, Utes. That's two guys.
You combined them.
You combined them. They're both top 50. Maybe that's what he means. Yeah, that's what he means.
I mean, yeah, again, I wouldn't think to take a tight end here, but if that guy's on the board, it's hard not to take him. And then maybe you take the better of the two safeties who's left on our, with the next pick. But unless Smoke Monday is actually a top 50 pick. Yeah.
Well, I think look, there's a few steals, but I think I'm seeing more Ruckerts than anything else. So that's what we're going to do. And Gitmo Bob just said, Mike, he said, you get these two tight ends and you might not even have to throw the bag at Sergeant Schultz down there in Dallas.
You're right.
So maybe that's what you do.
I don't think you would at all.
I mean, it'd be nice to throw it at him too. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
With this draft, the Jets would have to spend a lot of money in free agency on defense.
Yeah, we would.
Which is possible. It's a thing. Look at the Panthers. They drafted all defense last year. If you said, before the draft and you did a mock draft and you took all defensive guys, they would say, probably not going to happen. And then it did. So
right.
Here we are.
Dude, you know what the crazy thing is? You never know who's going to slide. Every single year, there are guys that are not supposed to be there. And it doesn't mean anything about them. It just means that the way it happened, every team only picks once or twice around, and guys slip. It just happens every year. So you got to be able to know who those guys are. The good news, I feel like our staff, led by Joe Douglas, actually have a handle on who those guys are. McCagnon and Idzik had no idea who those guys were.
Idzik's even worse. It's crazy. And like someone said JOK last year. Maybe someone smokes pot and then they'd fall in the draft.
Right.
That'd be great.
Right. They get caught smoking pot in a demon mask or something. They're like Laramie Tunsil.
Laramie Tunsil. I said Lyle Collins. Yeah, Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, like in a gas mask or whatever it was.
It was a gas mask. That was like the funniest thing ever.
It was. I never even saw anything like that at that point. Now they're everywhere. Everybody smokes fucking weed in a gas mask these days. But back then it was like, what the hell is that? What is he doing? So, okay, guys, we have a trade on the table. I'll allow it. Pick 145. The Saints want us to go back 15 spots. They'll throw in 196. So it's up to you guys. What do you think, Mike? You want to take this trade, or are you looking to bounce out of this draft and see what we got, or are you looking to add a late rounder here? What do you think?
The Jets do have a lot of depth from the last couple of years of playing these players that you probably wouldn't be playing normally. So a lot of these guys, like a Javelin Guidry, for example, an undrafted free agent, is going to be a depth guy on the Jets. So they have a lot of those kind of guys. Do you want to add extra of those guys? We totally can. Maybe we could take a kicker or a punter. But
yeah. Well, I wouldn't go punter, but kicker, sure, man.
We're not going to draft another. Of course, Braden Mann.
I like Braden Mann. People get so nuts. I mean, they only focus on the one shank. I mean, he'll have 3 punts in, down within the 20-yard line, 10-yard line, and then he shanks one. Like, he sucks. It's like, all right, he got his leg ripped off this year. Let's let him get his plant leg under him, and the guy's got the leg. He makes tackles. He's good. He's a good punter. He's young. All right,
and he looks like Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm happy with him.
He looks like Spider. Okay, hey, if that's what's important. So, do you guys want to take this trade or what? Trade up? What are you talking about? Can't trade up. It's over. Everything above us is over, man. You can't trade up. We have one pick. We have 2 picks left, including the one where we're at. If we trade with the Saints, we have 3. Excuse me, 160, 162, and 196 it would be. So they're saying yes, no.
Someone said Eddie Pinheiro was very good for the Jets. I don't think he missed a kick.
No, he's perfect. Right? Dude, sign that man. He's a free agent.
Sure.
Joe Douglas has some work to do, bro. What the hell's he waiting for? Fucking get Berrios, get the guys you want before free agency starts. I think he will. I think he's just slow and steady.
Berrios, I think, will be back also. The Jet fans took a real liking to him. They resonate with him. He's probably a little bit overrated as a literal player, but it's okay. He's a Jet and he has a lot of talent.
Yeah. Duncan says no trades. It's bedtime. Duncan, there's logic there, buddy. There's logic. All right. So I think I see more yeses than no's. So we're going to take the trade. Sorry, Duncan. We're going to take it.
I agree.
We're going to accept this trade and see who they wanted. Who do they want? Marcus Jones, the cornerback. There goes Leo Chanel, Rusty. There he goes, right after our pick. We weren't going to take him anyway. Let's be real. Even though I love him, we weren't going to take him. There goes Isaiah Pola-Mao. There goes Bo Melton, Charlie Kolar. They're all gone. Holy shit. Here comes the crazy trade. We're not doing this crazy shit that they do.
We don't need that. We'll just have unlimited picks if we just.
Yeah, that's what they try to do. They just want to keep you in the sim. That's what it is. You know what I mean? So Sky Moore is still there. All right, let's take a look. You got Sky Moore. For all the guys wanting Sky Moore before, he's still there. Let's see who we got here. Another edge, Tyreek Smith.
Oh, there's Hassan Haskins.
Hassan Haskins is there. Kyle Phillips. People were talking about him a little bit. Kyle Phillips, wide receiver. So we could take Sky Moore. We could take Kyle Phillips. Let's take a look at the wide receivers. So here's what we got for the wide receivers. This guy, Amika Meezy's good. But this is where it gets real tough. You
What
know,
about the safeties? Anybody left?
let's take a look at the safeties. Nope.
Oof. We waited.
We
We
didn't
waited too long.
Yeah, we waited. But hey, man, we're here to fix the offense. So we got to do some work in free. We can still grab one. I mean, let's just grab the top rated guy. I don't know any of these guys anymore. These are I didn't get to these guys. Reed Blankenship. That sounds like a nice name.
We need Todd McShay to come on her.
Yeah, right. This is where you need Kuiper.
Oh, yeah. Todd.
So, okay. So I'm seeing safety. I know Wat2K says secondary, please. Don't forget, Wat2K. We're fixing the offense. We did our job. We did a good job. All right. So we're going to take, what's the safety? Let's see.
I don't know either of these guys.
Let's take Colby Harvell Peel. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, Colby Harvell Peel, Oklahoma State, 6'2". If it was Mel Kiper, psychopath.
Yeah, that's right.
I would do. I don't know much about this guy. We do need a safety.
I don't know him. All right, Colby Harvell Peel. Wait, let me see. Does anybody in the chat have a legit shot? A legit name? Job's gone. Tariq Castro Fields is gone. Anybody have Peel or Cross are both good. Jason Valente. Okay, well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take Peel. Here he comes. We got ourselves a safety. We're fixed. We fixed it.
We took a safety in the best safety class in a long time.
All right, now here it is, though, Mike. This is the ominous pick 162. We're here.
We got to take a quarterback.
That's right. I think we might have to. So, guys, look, we got Sean Jolly, cornerback. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of taking these late-round cornerbacks. We did that last year. I don't see the wisdom in it. We do have Sky Moore. We can double up on wide receiver and get a little speed demon in here.
Someone said a defensive tackle, which
Really?
I don't hate. Yeah, I mean, Nathan Shepard is a free agent, and
so is Kyle Phillips.
Phillips. The depth, and the Jets like to rotate those guys. I think they do it too much. What did Quinton play, like 62% of the snaps or something?
Yeah, I know, right? It's weird. I don't like it.
Too much. Ronald Blair.
It is. It's too much. Too much. So we have Fadu Kasi, Kyle Phillips, and Nathan Shepard are all free agents.
Right.
So, maybe I don't know if Shepard is. Maybe he is. Yeah, but
almost positive he is.
Yeah. Okay. So, we might have to do something.
Marshall is the only guy left. And Sheldon
That's
Rankins,
right.
who they might cut. Yeah.
We still got Sheldon Rankins. Still got Quinton, obviously. We still got JFM, who should be in the inside anyway.
Right.
So, all right, guys, who do we want? What position? You want to take a defensive tackle? I don't want to take a fucking defensive tackle. But
It's so boring, and then it never works unless it's fully. That was the one
Jordan
time.
Williams is there. DJ Davidson, Arizona State. I don't know. Let's look at the big board and see what we got. I like the idea of Sky Moore. I like a little double up on wide receiver. What do you guys think? You guys think a little Sky Moore action?
This is an offensive draft after all, Greenbean.
It is. Oh, Nathan Colgrove. I like the way you did. The more, the merrier. Sky Moore action. I like how you did that, Nathan.
I think Sky Moore is the most mentioned person in the chat.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then we got Van Valkenburg. We'll get him later. We'll pick 196, I think. Van Valkenburg. We gotta get that guy on the team.
Yeah, people want Sky Moore. Look at this.
Yeah, Sky Moore it is. Okay, so we're gonna grab Sky Moore.
Is that true? We ran a 4.240? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that's unofficial though. It's like the old Lavernius Coles 419. They're like, did you do that? It was
I didn't hear
unofficial.
that. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He's not even fast.
419.
It's not like he's
Right.
like a burner. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's obviously lying.
Yeah, I mean, it was documented. It just was unofficial. It wasn't done by it was done by a finger. You know what I mean?
It was his dad. Yeah.
Yeah, his father did it. So here we come, 196. We'll take a look at some special teams. Let's take a look at some kickers. Look, they're all still there. Cade York is rated the 426th best player. Gabe Burkick. I think Cade York, I believe, is the number one kicker in the country out of LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would feel
So I think he's pretty good.
You kick in the SEC, intense games. He's been under pressure. Kind of like to see that before. And he was in the national championship team. So what is he? I'm looking at his stats now, 82%. He's missed like 4 extra points. I think that might be the guy. If you want to go kicker, I don't know if the chat wants to do something else. Take a guy with a
Yeah.
middle name.
We'll take a look. I do like the idea. Everybody's kind of keying in on the idea. We have Elijah Moore and Sky Moore now. The Moores. More. I like it.
Double
I
Moore.
like that.
Double Michael Carters.
Yeah, right. I like how we got a lot of Williamses floating around. We got the brothers. So Jared Grobeck, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. He says, I love your content. Thank you for all you do. Well, thank you, man. I sincerely appreciate that you come in and spend time with us in here, man. I just love it. I love doing this shit. So look what they're doing here. York for New York. York
People are
peppermint patty. Yeah.
Funky in the chat, yeah.
York is great. I like it. You guys want to just do it? I'm going to give this pick to NYJ Mike, our guest. You get it, man. Whoever you want, go ahead and take him.
I get it. I'm very flattered. By the way, thanks again for having me on. This was awesome. I wasn't sure what to expect, and this is absolutely so much fun. I'm going to take the kicker. Wallace sacked York. So I'm going to take Cade York. And the Jets now have a young kicking punting tandem. Look at this. You have Cade York and Braden Mann for the next 10 years. Unless something horrible happens, you know.
I like it. I like what you're doing here. So we'll have a little battle in camp. See if Cade York can beat out Pinheiro. But if he does, great. If he doesn't, you try to hide him on the practice squad like the Bucks did with what's the fuck's his name? What's his name again? Yeah, I can't believe I forgot his name. I want to say Pinheiro again.
Aguero?
No, Balagas. What the hell's wrong with me? What's his name, guys? I can't believe I can't remember it. I've been saying it all damn year. They'll know. What's his name? What's the guy's name? The kicker that was on the Jets. I mean, on the Bucks that we never signed. Come on, guys. You guys got it. Jose Borregales. Thank you, Jack Burke. There it is. Borregales. So, all right, let's take a look real quick. Before we do our recap, I want to see what our division rivals did. So let's take a look at the Buffalo Bills. Let's see who they got. So they got this. They started with a safety, Daxton Hill, and the damn Bills got the best running back in the draft, Isaiah Spiller.
And now maybe they have a new offensive coordinator who will run the ball. It's tough. That's scary.
Yeah, that's right. Daboll's gone. That's a good one. I wonder which players he's going to take with him to New York. That's good. I like it, man. Take a bunch. Take them all, Daboll.
Go to the
Take
NFC.
them all.
Get the hell out of here.
So then they got a defensive tackle, Travis Jones. They followed that with a wide receiver, Calvin Austin III, cornerback, Sean Jolly, and Justin Schaefer. They have a few more late-round picks, but who cares? Let's see what the Dolphins did. Okay. Ooh, the Dolphins landed Ojabo. Then they got Breece Hall, the second running back. They got all these running backs coming into the AFC East. Then they got a wide receiver, Khalil Shakir. A tackle, Dare Rosenthal. Linebacker, Damon Clark. They got Charlie Kolar. I hate it. They look at them doubling up on tight end. They got Kolar and Dulich.
They saw what we did, and they
did.
They couldn't be denied.
They copied it, but they waited till pick 157 to start their tight ends. Both of those tight ends are in the Senior Bowl. All right, let's take a look and see what the Pats did. Where are the Pats? Where are they? There they go.
Just traded down like 15 times.
They're out of pit. Look at this.
Yeah.
I don't know what. So they started with a safety. They started with a safety too, though. How weird is this? Another running back. So we got Wakan Brisker, Romeo Dubs, the wide receiver, Tyler Algier, the running back, Tariq Woolen, cornerback, and Donovan West, guard. We're gonna recap right now, Mike. I think we might have them. I think we might have the finest of all these guys.
I think we did a really good job. The Bills draft was solid. The Dolphins too, but the Bills draft doesn't really scare me. You want to go take a safety with the 21st pick? Fine. You have Jordan Porter and Micah Hyde. That's a silly pick. And the Dolphins does scare me a little bit because their running game has been so awful the last couple of years. If they could figure that out, especially if they want to work that short play action game with Tua, it could be a little bit of a problem. But fuck them too. I'm not scared of the Dolphins.
That's right. I'm not scared of no Dolphins, man. We almost beat them this year twice. We almost beat them twice, and we had nothing going on. Especially when we got Brandon Smith running around out there with CJ Mosley. So let's recap our draft. Here we go, guys. And I want to thank NYJ Mike for being here with us. And I also want to thank everybody in the chat. This was incredible. Let's see what we did. Let's clear out the smoke and take a look at what's left. Yeah. So we started with Evan Neal. Don't forget, the first 3 picks off the board were the 3 edge rushers. So we started with Evan Neal. Then we followed that with a trade. We received pick 15 and a second next year. Nice. We got Treylon Burks, the wide receiver out of Arkansas. Then we grabbed our first and only edge rusher in the draft, Cameron Thomas. Then we got the best tight end in the whole draft, Trey McBride. Not bad. We followed that with offensive guard Zion Johnson. Then we went defense again. We got a linebacker, Brandon Smith. Then we got ourselves a bruising running back to pair with Michael Carter, Rashad White. We doubled up on tight end and got the Queens boy himself, Jeremy Ruckert. Then we went safety. We went back to the defense for just a second, and we grabbed Colby Harvell-Peel out of Oklahoma State, our new starting safety back there. Then we grabbed a little bit of a luxury pick just because we grabbed Sky Moore to pair with Elijah Moore. And then we wrapped it up with NYJ Mike's own Cade York out of LSU, a young kicker who's going to be here for the next 23 years, I predict.
He's going to kick the game-winning field goal in Super Bowl. You name the Super Bowl.
And Super Bowl next year. That's what I'm in.
Why not
us? With it. Why not us, bro? Look at the Bengals. They're there. I'm in. So, guys, I want your – well, I'm going to put that back up, though. I want to keep that. So, in the chat, this is what we do now. I want your letter grades. Give us your letter grades. I'm going to talk to Mike and see what his letter grade is. We also got – that's right. Jeremy reminds me. Don't forget. We also earned ourselves a second-round pick for next year, but I can't see it. Why isn't it there? Oh, you know what? I got to wait till the end. Here we go. So now that we saw the rest of the division, I'll let the draft run. But give us a letter grade, everybody in the chat. Let's see what we do. And Mike, what's your letter grade?
I think this is an A- draft. Maybe if we got a blue chip guy instead of Treylon Burks, like if we took what's his face from Garrett Wilson, maybe for example, just to throw it out there. If someone liked him more than Treylon Burks, I think maybe you go from an A- to an A, something like that. I thought this was terrific. We have a bunch of starters. We have guys who proved themselves in college. We got Zion Johnson to be our starting right guard out of nowhere in the second round. We have a bruising running back to go with Michael Carter, like you said. It's just a bunch of vicious guys. You have Evan Neal could be the best player in the whole draft at number 4. So a lot of good things that the Jets did, or that we did for the Jets in this draft. I'm very excited about it. If this is the real Jets draft, and we got the tight end too, potential Pro Bowl tight end. It's you just keep looking through the guys. Oh my God, how do we get all these guys and a second round pick next year? That's some maneuvering.
That's right. We worked it. We got a second for next year. Don't forget about that, man. We continue our streak of having multiple premium draft picks. Joe Douglas, he loves it. He loves it. So let's go through the chat and see what they think. Eminon gives us a B+. Shane Trent gives us an F. Shane sounds like he might be a little bit of a grump, Mike. Shane says F.
Shane wanted a corner like the whole draft.
Did he? Shane, come on, buddy. This is a theme. It's a theme. Look, the option to go and support the defense was there. 39% chose offense, Shane. It's okay. You don't have to be that mad. It can't possibly be an F.
He wanted to trade Quinton Williams.
Liam Riordan says A. Rusty Spooner gives us a B. Gary Peters says A. Dackle B+. Another B+ from Jordan Victor. Parker Dugan gives us an A. M.I. Amish says A. Nice. Ron Mo Lake Louiso says A. Jay Spector says A+. This is the best of all. Not bad. Not bad, Jay. Nathan Colgrove says B. We got another A from T-Dog. Matt Curtis says an A. Watsuke A-. Gitmo Bob says, great draft, Green Bean. Given the theme, instead of the Jets losing 52-10, they will lose 42-28. He gives it a C.
Nice.
Gitmo Bob breaking it down. Marshall says, yeah, solid B+. Jane comes back. F just wasn't enough. Z. Well, I'll tell you what, King. It goes with the Z theme of the night. You know, we had lots of Z's going on, right? We discussed the letter Z quite a bit tonight.
Touche. That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Hank G says B+. Iowan Jets fan says A-/B+. He's teetering back and forth. I like it. ACs, I don't like 10 or 14. I'm not understanding that, AC. Parker Dugan says secondary still needs work. Lots of A's and B's. I mean, we got Gitmo Bob C. We got Shane's Z.
Yeah.
Bill Liebold says A. You see that, Bill? We got the division overview as well for you, Bill. That was Bill Liebold's idea. He gave me that idea. So you know what would be cool? Yeah, man. These guys are the best, dude. They give me so many ideas. It's the best. That's why I turn it over to them so much, Mike. You know?
It's great to compare, have some kind of relative, you know, look at your draft versus another draft. That's very smart.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I loved it. I think we got the best draft out of all of them, quite frankly. Braden Bethwaite checks in with an A. Juan Garoud says A+. Shane, he's still talking. He says picks for some shit.
Shane's pissed.
He's all mad.
Shane, you gotta drink a beer.
He's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. He's fucking breaking stuff. Shane, don't break your mother's vase. We know the vase that she gave you as your wedding day or whatever it is. Don't break it. It's not worth it. Chris Bradigan says B. Jason Valente says A-, was a B+ until he picked up a safety. Peel, that kicked it up to an A-. Nice. That's good. Let's see. Juan goes to A-. Okay, yeah. Marshall says B+. Byron Lemos, A. Stud City, B+. Jeff the Jet, A. Edward Ziff, B. Smoking J Cut Fan, A. B for Ball Sack from Johnny JJ. I like what you did there, Johnny. Not everybody connects it. So, you know, it's like sometimes you just got to connect it for us. I'm with it. B for balls. Right. I'm with it. Jessica Moore, what's up, Jessica? Good to see you. Says B, love the Burks and Thomas picks. Me too. Nice. I'm warming up to this Traylon Burks fellow.
Me too. Even after this, you know, now I'm excited. Once you take the guy, once you pull the trigger, you press Burks. I'm like, fuck it. I can see the Jets doing it.
Yeah, I can too, man. I honestly, it's like, look, even though I'm kind of an advocate for the defensive side of the ball out there, because I just see people are nuts, and I just want to add some logic, right? Like I said before, it's about what's available. Like you don't go to the restaurant, blah blah blah, all the stuff. So that's what I'm talking about. But if the Jets came out and did exactly this, I would be fucking ecstatic.
Yes,
ecstatic.
Yep.
Like, even though I'm pushing for D, I'm trying to, dude, if we said that's it, no, we're nailing down this offense now. Dude, I'm in.
Sign me up. Win 30-28. That's it.
Right. I just want good players. That's it. So Burke checks up with a B. Eric Morgan with a B. AC finally gives us his grade. He says a C. He's in there with Gitmo Bob. We got a couple C's. Ryan Buck says B+, and on and on and on. So I think overall, I'm going to give it an A-, man. I really like this draft. I think we got some good players. Like you said earlier, I think you nailed it. At one point, I think we got 6 starting caliber players here. 6 in one draft. Now, even if one or so of those guys don't make it, 4 or 5 starters out of one draft, dude, you nailed it. Nailed it.
Sure.
So, you know. So, hey, man, I think this was great. NYJ Mike, why don't you let everybody know, remind them where they can see you, what you have going on before we bounce on out of here.
Yeah, Green Bean, thanks again, man, for having me on. You got to come on our podcast. So I have a podcast with NYJ Matt. Him and myself are on Twitter. We just mess around. We make memes. We talk Jets. You know, I like to post a lot of older Jet clips, and Matt likes to post more of the meme content, and we together are, you know, just menaces of social media, but it's a lot of fun, and we'd love to have you on our show. It's the Broadway Jets podcast. I'm NYJ Mike. He's NYJ Matt, who we've been talking about. That's how you find us on Twitter. And it's just, this was terrific, man. This was so much fun. I know my friend Rachel's tuned in. I got a couple people that were watching throughout. I'm so blown away by all this, all these people commenting and having a lot of fun Monday nights. I'll be back here Monday night next week, just commenting, doing some drafting. So this is like the best.
Yeah, I think next week it might be Ryan from Jets Talk is going to hang, and then the following week, guys, I have Matt O'Leary on, and you guys know me and Matt don't necessarily see eye to eye on our draft picks. We've been hanging out for a few years now, and we butt a little bit. I talked to Matt today. I said I'd love to have that counteracting energy on the stream. He said, "Dude, you tell me when. I'll fucking come on there and make sure you see it my way." So Matt O'Leary. My good buddy. So the next couple of weeks, we got some guests. I know Frankie's going to check in. Jeremy's going to come in with us. And don't forget, we have Ali from Loyal New York Jets fans on the Thursday thick of it this week, guys. He'll be down there at the Senior Bowl. He's going to give us a live on location inside scoop of what's going on down there at the Senior Bowl this Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on Greenbeanjetsfan's channel. And Mike, you tell me when you want me to come on the Broadway Jets podcast. I'm there, bro. I would love to hang out with you guys. And I appreciate you being on here. I do see a super chat. Where'd it go? From Mumtaz, our good buddy. He says, late to the party. Can't see the earlier rounds. Scroll up. Well, thank you, Mumtaz. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. We started with Evan Neal and Traylon Burks and all. This was the Fix the Offense theme draft as picked by the poll on YouTube. That's where the poll was today. Yeah, Jack Burke. I just talked to Jimmy yesterday, actually. I haven't talked to him in a while. Some things changed up for him. So, yeah, Jimmy's back around. He's settling back in. You'll see Jimmy floating around. He's okay, though. That's the most important thing. I checked. I was like, hey, man, what's going on? But, yep, Jimmy's okay. And thanks for asking, buddy. That's good, you know. But you can reach out to Jimmy on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube. He's around. He's floating around. So I think that's about it, everybody. Jeremy says Jimmy's okay. Speaking of Jeremy, I'm going to bring you on so you can say hello real quick before we bounce out of here. Okay? You ready? You shaving? Okay, here it comes. So, let me get that comment off there. So you guys know and love him. There's Jeremy from NFL Chaos. What do you think of the draft? What's your letter grade, Jeremy?
I had to get unmuted. Of course, I'm not shaving. If you're completely shaven, you're not allowed on this channel, remember?
That's right. I only have bearded people on my shows.
Jesus.
Everybody's got a beard. Oh, there he is. Ali's here. What's up, buddy? I was just talking to you. I was just talking about you, man. See that? I was just talking about you, Ali. I'm glad you popped in. We're excited to have you on the Thursday thick of it this week. And I love you so much. I'm even covering up Jeremy's face with your chat. That's how it goes, man. Well, yeah, man, we're excited to have you on Thursday, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. I hope your travels are going well and you're safe and snug as a bug in a rug and all that jazz, man. I wish I was you, Ali. I wish I was you, buddy. I want to be down there. I drove right through Mobile last week, Mike. I drove right through and I wanted to stop and hang so bad, but now I'm in San Antonio, so
should have went to the Senior Bowl, yeah.
I wanted to, but I got my wife and kids and shit. They're like, no. They're like, take us to Six Flags. So I went to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas yesterday instead. We rode 9 roller coasters yesterday, and we got SeaWorld later this week, and we'll get that done.
Enjoy, brother. That's fun.
Yeah. Game time tomorrow. Yeah, man. It's going to be awesome, dude. I didn't get the haircut, Chris. I'm doing it tomorrow. See, that's why I was wearing a hood. I wanted you guys to think I had a haircut. But I told everybody I'm getting a haircut. I'm getting it real short. So my awesome fucking long hair, it's going to be gone in just a matter of hours. Tomorrow it's getting cut. My wife's doing it. That's why we put it off. But anyway, Jeremy, so what did you think of the draft real quick?
B plus.
B plus.
Yeah, I would have went A minus if you would have taken Ekaber or whatever at edge. I would have preferred him.
Enigbar.
You know me, I gotta mispronounce the name.
Yeah, he's a Mike. Jeremy is a math professor.
Oh,
So
yeah?
when it comes to the English language, not so much.
Nice.
I was that guy on the SATs that scored really high in math and really low on the English.
Did you take them for Derrick Rose? You the fill-in? Terrible.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't me.
Yeah. So, all right. So Jeremy gives us a B plus. You know, that's not bad. Eminon wants to know, have I ever gotten sick on a roller coaster? Never gotten sick on a roller coaster, but I did ride the 305-foot Millennium Force in Cedar Point a couple months back, and I almost passed out for the first time ever. I had a legitimate what's called a gray out. Like I went down to the bottom of the first hill, 93 miles an hour, and I fucking saw the whole world, twinkling lights that came into a little point of light. And I was holding on. I was like, trying not to pass out. And then the coaster was over. I was like, what the hell just happened? I was out. I was like, I was there, but they call that a gray out. I didn't black out. I was still conscious, but it was everything I had. I was just saying, hold on, man, hold on. I didn't want to be flopping around and shit. You know what I mean? I'm too old for that.
I was going to say I blacked out on Friday, but I didn't ride any roller coasters.
Yeah, my blacking out days are behind me, Mike, man. I was quite the shitster. But anyway, guys, thank you. Jeremy, thank you for being in the back, buddy. I appreciate it. And thanks to everybody in the chat. We'll play you a few intros, but don't forget to support NYJ Mike. Give him a follow on Twitter. One of the best follows on Jet's Twitter, man. I mean that sincerely. I follow him myself. And support the podcast. And don't forget to pop over to NFL Chaos with Jeremy and support whatever the hell he's doing over there, too. He's eating stuff and fucking rubbing cream on his face for subscribers. I don't know. He's doing all kinds of crazy shit that you don't see anywhere else. So support Jeremy. He's one of my favorite guys. I love popping on his channel. Anytime I can, I go and watch Jeremy's stuff. I sincerely think it's great. And you guys will, too, if you haven't checked it out. So, Kev,
I'm up to Mach 857, I think.
Yeah. Well, speaking, maybe you can go do this now. Kev Chata wants a remock, Jeremy. He says, start over. We want to do this again. So, yeah. And Watch2K wants to know if you grayed out after eating that hot sauce.
That's great.
So, yeah, Mike, Jeremy ate this like hottest hot sauce in the world. He ate a teaspoon of it and then did a mock.
Well, that's amazing. That's a very creative idea.
I wasn't allowed to drink any water or anything until I was done, and my brother did it with me. It was hysterical.
Holy shit! You go through.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was a fun night, man. I gotta say that. So everybody in the chat, thank you, Mike. Thank you, my friend, and Jeremy, as always, thank you. And I look forward to the next time, Mike. This was good stuff. And
absolutely, I'll be back, and you got to come on my show, like we said. Nice to meet you too, Jeremy. And just thanks again. Thanks everyone for listening and hanging out. That was like a ton of fun. Yeah, I agree. This was a good time. I've moved my letter grade to A+, everybody. The best mock ever made. You just saw it. Everybody have a great night. Thanks again, everyone.
There with high pressure in control. Man, that looks great.
Jets! God, it's so beautiful. 78 degrees, Jets football, and we're winning. That's what's going on today. That's why everybody's so psyched. This isn't no happenstance. This is a guarantee, just like Joe Namath said. See that?
There are few things in life you cannot put a price on. Loyalty, tradition, fierce passion. Today is a gigantic family reunion because finally, they're back.
Kiss you.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah! You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over there and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.